And to everyone out there listening, welcome to another episode of the Professional Health Podcast. You have me, Brother Cobbina, also known as the Black John Cena. You have my man, Gavin Gabriel, also known as the Sexy Goldberg. And today we welcome you to the first episode of Season 3. Woo! Woo! Listen, guys, we have been way too busy with life. I've been traveling all over the world. I haven't had enough time to even set an hour with my guy Gabriel to just say, hey, let's shoot an episode. I haven't. I genuinely haven't. And listen, I've had a lot of messages on Instagram, on Twitter, even on TikTok here and there. And my TikTok is trash. And people say, hey, where's your episodes? Have you forgotten your podcast? Have you quit already? Dudes, listen, people, I'm. It's just on me. It's on me. I have not been up to date. I've been so busy with life and traveling and doing whatever. But now I'm back. Now we are back.
That's life.
That's life.
That's life, man. Life happens. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we spoke to y'all here on our own podcast. Last time we saw you guys was a couple weeks before Clash of the Castle.
Yeah.
We did make an appearance on the All Things Wrestling podcast. Shout out to them. Shout out to Heeliz for having us there.
Yeah.
But hey, Brendan's been busy. I've been busy as well. It's a give and take. I just thank you guys for not going nowhere, for coming back to us. Yeah. What a summer of wrestling it's been.
What a summer. What a summer. I mean, God, we've missed out. Oh my God, how far behind are we?
Where do I start?
Yeah, where do we start? Exactly. I mean, listen, guys, even traveling to New York and, actually having WWE on, actual US time, I've still been terrible at the time. I mean, in the UK, we cry and we say, oh my God, where? I can't watch Raw or SmackDown. No, not even SmackDown, because SmackDown's on that Friday night. But Raw, because it's on at 1 a.m., I can't be asked to watch it and then wake up for work at 5. No. I went to New York. It was on at, 7 or 8 p.m. I still didn't fucking watch it because my ass forgot. I just simply forgot. I'm out here having dinner, thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to watch Raw today. And I'm going through my Twitter, and I'm seeing live tweets. I'm like, wait, why the fuck am I seeing live tweets right now? Oh, crap, I'm in America. Right.
Oh, time zones are for real.
Honestly.
And weirdly enough, when you were over here on this side of the pond, WWE actually had a pay-per-view back over in the UK.
Right? I mean, what the hell is that about, guys? I mean, hey, Brendan. Hey, we know you're going to New York, and we know the whole world doesn't revolve around you, but we are going to do the very first pay-per-view in the UK for the first time in your life, and the first time since 1992, and guess what the fuck we're going to do? We're going to do it when you are away in New York during the 6 days you're away. Sorry about that, mate, but it can't help you. And everyone's going to have a blast. The tickets are going to be pretty cheap, and it's going to be epic, and you're not going to be there. And I'm thinking, damn. Really?
Cool. I'll go F myself.
Literally, damn, I guess I'm gonna fuck myself then. Jesus Christ, come on, guys, man, sort brother out, But listen, I mean, I was even watching that myself. I think I was knackered that day. I think it was at 8 p.m. or something. I can't remember. It was 8 or 7. I remember I was napping, and I was and I had my phone out because I had the WWE Network. I was like, let me actually watch some of this. And I remember just thinking, oh crap. I happened to watch it. I swear, I don't know how this happened, but this happened before quite a few times. I've taken a nap, right? And I've woken up. My phone in my hand, the WWE Network on my phone. And it's the main event. And it's the climax of the main event. And I spoke to you, it's happened 3 times. It happened to me WrestleMania 30, when Seth Rollins was about to come out. It happened to me with The Undertaker, Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 33. I think, 33, 2017 one, and it happened to me just now, where if I've forgotten, not necessarily forgotten, but I've just taken a nap and it's gone too far, and I'm trying to watch the event, all of a sudden, I've woken up, and it's right there, right there, main event. I'm like, great, I missed every other match, but hey ho, I'm not complaining about the main event, am I?
It happens. Not to super dwell on everything that's passed a while ago now. I know you guys have missed us. But to catch us up present day, a couple things we've missed. Clash at the Castle, which was actually going to be our last prediction show, but everything kind of got in the way, so we didn't get to predict that. Really energetic crowd. I think if anything, it was an audition for the future WrestleMania that will take place in the UK, whether it be in Wales, London, wherever.
That'll be London.
Really cool card. We got to see, I think the biggest shock was that I think 99% of people thought Drew McIntyre was getting that belt back.
Yeah.
They thought it was time to take it off Roman. Not yet, apparently. We did see a new member debut with the Bloodline with Solo, sorry. The third Uso brother. The fourth Uso, if you count Sami Zayn, honorary Uso. Move forward to today with WWE, at least. Still moving forward with the Bloodline. We have Extreme Rules as well as Crown Jewel coming up. We'll hopefully getting back on schedule. We'll be able to bring you guys some actual preview and prediction shows for that. But just like, what a crazy the Triple H era, man. He's been bringing in some big names. He's been booking some unpredictable finishes and some really good matches. And just shout out to WWE in general now.
Yeah, man. You know, what is it? You remember when Vince left, and we shot an episode to react to it and talk about it. I remember,
what's next?
I remember saying what's next. I remember just talking to you about what's going to happen with Triple H. I remember us saying that, we have high hopes, but like we don't want to get our hopes up too high. We don't really want to talk too much. We don't want to say, oh, it's going to be amazing, or this is going to happen, that's going to happen. It's going to be like, 10 out of 10s all the time. And I'm actually surprised, because you would think, oh yeah, like theoretically, so this is definitely that would happen, but practically won't happen. But it's happened theoretically and practically, where it's actually gone in the direction that we all hoped it would go in, and it's been amazing. Like I've loved the product. Like what was it? The Sheamus,
the debuts, the returns, the matches, the storylines, all of it.
It's been going so well, and I'm actually so shocked, because even like, there's been a few things here and there that's been a bit like lackluster. Like people have argued that Liv Morgan's reign hasn't been so great, and Triple H could have booked this better and that better. But it's like, one, we're not going to be perfect for every single booking we do.
It's nitpicking.
Do you see what I mean? It's nitpicking. And it's like, listen.
Finding something to not
finding something not to like. And I'm like, but the product has been so much better. It's genuinely been great.
As a whole.
The good returns, the right characters being used, the right product is going on. I can't even speak. I can't even articulate it very well, but I'm just having a great time watching it. And I'm thinking, wow, this is wrestling. They say it here and there, but this is actually wrestling. I'm having a good time watching it. I feel similar to a bit similar to the Ruthless Aggression, but for the first time in a long time, my love for wrestling has actually risen a good amount. Like the last time I felt this excited for weekly updates with wrestling was SmackDown Live 2016 to 2017. That was it.
Yeah.
That was the last time I remember every week, just always waiting to see what's going to happen next. Like genuinely excited. And now I have it back,
Yeah, and it's all coming in a part of the year where wrestling's kind of a low.
Yeah.
Between SummerSlam and Royal Rumble, where that road to WrestleMania picks up, it's usually where kind of the casuals take a break. There's not much going on, which I think just speaks more in volumes of how much what WWE's doing is taking that next step.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, everything being said with AEW kind of looking like it may be borderline imploding a little bit. I'm not going to count them out of anything, and they're still keeping the competition there. They're still putting up really good matches, but some of the politics in the back of that shows just speaking volumes for just, I think, the gap that WWE is taking away from AEW.
Yeah, I mean, we've... I don't know what it is, because I was asking myself, is it the fact that we see AEW as... I would say we see, because, people are different, what's not. But it's like AEW is having this politics and it's been imploding a little and what's not. And I'm thinking, is it imploding or do we see it as imploding because is more dirt sheets out there, but also because of the fact that WWE is just being better now, so people are generally more glued towards WWE now, and that kind of gives them more of an insight. But it exposes more of AEW to them, because it could be one of those things where, like, obviously, you know, the product. And then when one company is having such a great product, the other product kind of looks a bit bad, or the other company looks a bit bad, or it looks not bad, but it looks worse than what you think it is or what's not. I don't know. Biases might change. Like I kind of felt that way with WCW and WWF when when the Mankind won the championship. Even though WCW was doing well at that time, it was doing great. When WWE or WWF at that time was doing so freaking well, people just shifted to watch WWF more, and that took all this away from WCW. And put in WWF, and people, WCW just wasn't it. It was kind of dying down a little bit. So maybe we're seeing that with AEW. I don't really know what's going on, but AEW's got so much politics right now. With everything we're seeing Punk.
The way I look at it with the CM Punk stuff and everything, it's you have two race cars, right? And WWE is going a smooth 75 miles an hour. I won't get into speeds. They're going a nice steady pace, and along comes AEW, and they're keeping up with it. And they're shifting back and forth. WWE decided, all right, and they put that pedal to the metal a little bit, and they up their speed. And AEW wants to keep up, but their car's not necessarily built to maintain that high level of speed for such a long. So they got a flat tire, and they're kind of falling behind here. There's still very much potential to catch back up, but a lot of the politics, the CM Punk and all these ex-WWE guys who were Triple H guys, and now they're seeing the company in new hands, and they're like, well, hold on. So we're starting to see names come back, names that Vince and the company let go, that were seen as WWE guys. You see Johnny Gargano and Karrion Kross and this White Rabbit we have coming up, possibly Bray Wyatt. The product overall is just really good right now for WWE. And for WWE's sake, I want AEW to catch back up because that rivalry is what's going to push both of them to new limits. Where WWE is right now, where they've kind of stepped it up a little bit more. After a while, if AEW doesn't catch back up, they're gonna feel complacent and they're gonna be like, all right, we're in a good spot. But if AEW can get their shit together and put up a good competition night in and night out, it'll force WWE to continue to attempt to improve. Which will just be good for both companies. But it definitely looks to me like WWE has won the battle of this summer.
As you're saying.
Oh, I was just saying, my biggest issue with AEW right now is just the same thing. Like, the storylines are just
so boring.
If I miss a week, as a busybody, I can't sit down and watch both shows every week. I can see what's on Instagram and I can check results and stuff like that. But if I miss AEW for a week, everything has changed by the time I watch the next episode. And I'm just like, how did we get from point A to point B?
You see what I mean?
Which doesn't make sense. Where WWE does the slow, long-term storytelling, where I miss 2 weeks and it's, okay, Dominic still looks like he's kind of questioning his dad's authority, but it's not like in AEW it'd be Dominic stabs Ray in the back, joins Judgment Day, has a baby with Rhea. Baby turns out to be someone else's. Has already gotten back with his dad. Turns out it's not his real dad. But they do that over like a week span. It's just like
it's crazy.
WWE plays it slow,
and I feel
which is beneficial for me.
I feel like it's different folks, different strokes in the situation. But I always use like the way AEW storyline goes. Like I always use it like. I have this analogy that I use. It's like watching anime on a Japanese sub, right? Japanese dub, sorry. Obviously, you're watching it in English sub, so like the subtitles come up and what's not. But you can't really, you won't know what the hell's going on unless you're watching the screen the whole time. Do you understand? Whereas if it's like the English dub, you can kind of look around, blah, 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 and you can hear what's going on and understand it, right? Like, I've experienced myself, but I'm watching it, I might be watching anime, this was like years ago. We watched anime in a Japanese dub, and I might be looking at something on my phone for like a minute. I look up to the screen, completely different. Like, you've gone from the antagonist, going to school, like walking to school, to the antagonist blowing up the universe. And it's like, when did that happen?
Yeah.
When did that happen? That's kind of how, that's kind of how I feel with AEW, where it's like, you miss 1 week. You miss 1 week, or maybe even 2 weeks, and I'm going to stretch it like that.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different storyline, or something completely different is happening. And the thing is, right, the thing with AEW has amazing matches. Beautiful matches. Like, all the time, the chemistry is great, the performance is amazing, the characters in the ring, the in-ring performance is 10 out of 10. But the characters themselves are a bit bland. This is how I feel, obviously. Obviously, people are different. I feel like the characters are bland.
Yeah.
I feel like the storylines don't really add up. I feel like the only storyline that had some sense was the MJF and CM Punk one. But other than that, what's really going on? Like, what's actually going on? I can't think of a storyline right now that's going on in AEW. I know that CM Punk was facing John Moxley for the title. John Moxley won next 1 week. The next week, CM Punk won. But now CM Punk's injured. And now that he's relinquished the title, they're now going for another tournament. This happened in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All the controversy backstage definitely played a role in that. But even taking a step back before that, the last time I remember seeing MJF was his shoot promo on the company, on all this.
Yep.
And then he's just gone for 3 months.
Yeah.
He has the pipe bomb moment, and he's gone for 3 months. Like, he lost all momentum or steam that I felt he had. Like, I was like, okay, this is the hottest heel in wrestling. Yeah. He just gave the best promo in AEW history. Yeah. He just gave the best shoot promo. He's gonna go all CM Punk, F this company, I'm gonna take the gold and leave, all this stuff. And then he's just gone. Yeah. For 3-4 months, we didn't see him, and then now he's back. Yeah, but he's still along the same kind of mentality.
Yeah,
like
what?
I love MJF, but like, what is the storytelling is just, it's hard to comprehend if you're not tuning in to both shows every week, and it's just hard for me. And if AEW is your preference, by all means, I'm not knocking that, but for someone who life forces to be a little bit more of a casual watcher, WWE is just easier.
Yeah, that's the thing. And as I always say, just for the strokes, WWE, especially if you're more the casual fan, you have the big pay-per-views, you watch that, or you watch those 4 pay-per-views, and then you kind of watch an episode or two of the the normal product, and you kind of get an idea of what's going on, even if like you watch one episode of Raw and SmackDown a month, right? You kind of have an idea what's going on. You can be like, oh, okay, this guy was the champion, but now it's someone else, and maybe this the former champion is trying to fight the current champion, or the current champion is fighting someone that was in a rivalry with the former champion. You can kind of put things together, and for the casual fan, it's a lot easier to follow because, again, like with AEW is a thing where it's just too much all over the place. It's too much. Especially in Britain, it's too much all over the gap. Too much is going on. You don't really know what was happening. But again, like, I think both companies are great for both sets of fans. I think it's very important to have a company like AEW around because, it's brought back the love of wrestling for many people. And I feel like it's a healthy competition. We've got former WWE legends. Former WWE superstars on the show, and it kind of helps keep the legitimacy and the star power, obviously by doing that, you're also bringing up newcomers, people that, new wrestlers that people have never heard of before, and that's great. You're getting that product where it's like, it's something new here and there, but I feel like it still needs some time to brew. it still needs some time to brew, some time to like kind of sit there and have more and more people, more and more casual fans getting used to it now. Because once you get the casual fans coming to AEW, that's when it becomes a worldwide hit. Do you see what I mean? Like where everyone talks about it, rather than only hardcore wrestling fans talking about AEW. You know, it's the same way as like only hardcore wrestling fans will be talking about something like Ring of Honor. If you ask a guy from, you know, he was born like 1991 or let's just say 1988 or something, right? And they watch WWF here and there, their dad and mom, whatever. And then you ask them about Ring of Honor today, they'd be like, "What the hell is that?" Do you understand? They like most would just be like, "What's that?" But if you ask a diehard wrestling fan, who's always been up to date with WWF, been up to date with WCW, likes TNA Impact, so on and so forth, they will know what Ring of Honor is, or they might have heard of it here and there. But it's just those things where, like, you know, it kind of, this is where the casual fans are different to the diehard fans, I like to call them. Casual and diehard fans. But, you know, again, we're lucky. We both and everyone around are, you know, is lucky to have two great products. And now it's just about seeing what more can happen going into the future. Like, it could be a thing where the products are so hot that we could have like another WCW, WWF sort of invasion. What is it? Invasion angle, whatever's called, or do you see what I mean? Something where you can kind of like fit a few characters from that show to WWE and WWE to AEWs here and there, like the Forbidden Doors sort of thing. Do you understand? Because I feel like in the age of social media as well, that's going to be like spoken about a lot more often. Like, you know, we all know that this guy who was Dean Ambrose in WWE is John Moxley in that company, and so on and so forth. Like, it kind of, you know, plays these things a little bit, you know, but that could happen. I'm not saying not to suggest it or to say that it's going to happen, but it could happen within the next year or so.
I'd love to see it. Yeah, I think we're still a little ways away from it, but I will say in AEW's defense that given a year ago where I was looking at AEW more in competition with NXT.
Yeah.
Like I had them side by side with WWE's developmental. Fast forward to today, I do see AEW as a WWE competitor, not just an NXT competitor. Like, I think they've definitely gotten their name a little more out there. They've signed big names. They've signed big, well-known names. They have plenty of celebrity appearances as well. So I will say I see AEW and WWE neck and neck. More so than NXT.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is good for AEW, but again, it's just preference, and I do think the Forbidden Door thing is a little more... The opportunity's there with Triple H, because I think that's something that he just wants what's best for wrestling overall, whereas Vince was a little more in his own world, but I think here in short term, just where Triple H has just taken over, I think to just immediately go into the Forbidden Door, I think he'll take it as like a, let me just destroy everything Vince took all this time to create. So I think if you give it a little while, possibly, but I mean for now, like Triple H he's bringing big names back on a weekly basis. So I'm curious to see where he gets his roster to, and same thing. It's like I have to nitpick to find things I don't like on WWE right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, we are lucky, and I think now we're in a good timeline. We can can all enjoy both of the products. AEW is only increasing more. Obviously, WWE is doing its own thing. You don't want it to be a thing where, you know, both companies merge in one. That's not going to happen. But it's a thing where we are just seeing more happening, and we're seeing a lot more hope. But it is a thing where with AEW, it's I'm not even trying to be biased. This is just what I see. But I kind of feel that AEW, it's kind of a thing where it's a good show, but when you think about the characters outside of MJF and what Orange Cassidy maybe, who is not from the WWE? You see what I mean? Who's not someone who
or even New Japan?
Yeah,
there are these guys that are big, but like AEW has yet to create their own superstar instead of building off what someone was before they came in. You know, CM Punk and Dean Ambrose, and they push them. They have, you know, for example, I know he was really big in the Indies and NXT, but like Aleister Black or Malachi Black, whatever, he comes over and he's, you know, he wasn't quite that big name yet. Why has he not been pushed to the front of the line? You have, you know, all these guys who were big names over there. Cool, yeah, they should be in the title hunt. But I think they mentioned how now Jon Moxley has been a 3-time World Heavyweight Champion in AEW when no one else has done it twice. And there's only, 3 or 4 people who have even held it once. And you have him already a 3-time, like... It's just very clear who's top of the card, who's mid-card, and who's bottom tier over there.
If you are watching the video, apologies. My room has a massive washing machine, and it just kept going on and on. I was thinking, bloody hell, like, how am I going to talk? So I apologize for that, because what the hell that was, I don't know. But again, just to carry on from Gabriel's point, you know, there are characters out here where, you know, they are good, and they are becoming their own sort of superstar on AEW, but there's a thing where they're ex-WWE stars, and I see this shit on Twitter all the time. People they're just talking shit. This is another WWE star. You got Paige, who is now using her actual name, and she's like, oh, hey, like, you know, another WWE star, or someone who was formerly known as this person is now that person. It's kind of like, oh no. This is kind of getting
and still, it's just I don't think she's been cleared to wrestle.
No, that's the thing. She hasn't. I don't know.
So to debut Saraya as your next big name, and she can't even wrestle. So is she gonna manage someone?
Yeah, what's gonna happen there?
I don't know.
You see what I mean? But
yeah, I mean, don't even get me started with the women's division, because that's where I think WWE starts to clear AEW.
I don't know what's going on with AEW women's competitors. Other than that, I really fancy Jade Cargill. And
Jade Cargill is the best thing. Britt Baker, I will give respect to too.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa, I know is hurt, but I have her up there also. Aside from those three, there's really not.
There's not much going on, you know.
Going on over there.
And it's
you know,
it's just like they have a women's champion, right? Right? They have one or two.
I think they have two now. I know Jade has one.
Oh my god! Okay. Cool.
So Thunder Rosa had to drop hers. I don't know if Britt Baker picked it back up. I would assume so. I don't know.
Oh man, that's not so bad. Listen, guys, if you want to insult me in my DM saying that you fucking WWE Mark, or you know WWE. Go ahead, man. Like, you know, I got internet fame from literally looking like a WWE superstar legend and whatnot, so I actually don't mind, like, fair enough. But I'm so sorry, guys. I can't pretend to know what's going on in AEW. Like, I'm so ignorant. You guys have to teach me now. That's my request to you guys, because I can do what I can, but I'm not gonna go and Google and just type in every single what's going on here, what's going on there. Someone needs to come up with one day. Someone needs to have the time and effort to come to me personally and tell me the champions, tell me what's going on, tell me what these championships mean. Like, not necessarily what they mean, but compare them to like the championships in WWE. Like, what's the Intercontinental Championship? What's what I'm looking for? What is the
on AEW like TV championship?
What is it?
TNT championship.
Was the TNT championship equate to IC championship or the US championship? Like, what is going on basically? Like, what's the world? Because we have 2 world championships. What's do you know what I mean? All these things here. So I'm just kind of ignorant. So one goal. It just takes one person just to come and say, "Hey, Brendan, this is what's going on, this is what's this is happening, and that's it. Because I do want to get to know more about AEW, and we've had like we're season 3 now. I've had people say, when are you going to talk more about AEW right now? And today is the first episode where we've actually spoken a bit more about AEW, rather than like 1 minute conversation about it and moving on. But hey ho, I'm just happy to be back on the podcast, to be back to shooting, and to have my man here shooting as always, just getting back onto it and doing what we can, because I couldn't be any happier. But listen, there's so many things to continue and catch up on. Like, we haven't even discussed what's going on in WWE today, really. So that's what we're going to discuss right in a second. But like, again, I'm just happy that we can get back onto it and that we have an idea-ish of what's going on in AEW. I've got my guys, Public Enemies podcast from Twitter, really, really popular guys. They keep me up to date with what's going on because of their memes. They always meme things that's going on. Because of that, it's easy for me to understand whether they are memeing things about WWE or AEW, or even Ring of Honor here and there. I think I saw one or two of those memes for Chris Jericho. I now know this. So it's like, whoa, I'm getting up to date, but I'm still so ignorant. So again, help me out there, guys.
It's one of those things where the deeper we dive into it, I think the more it sounds like I would be trying to be an AEW hater, and I'm really not. Yeah. There are a lot of guys over there that I do love. But I just feel like for like those few day spans where I get really busy with the gym or work or everything, and I can't keep up constantly, the notifications I get about AEW are about some controversial backstage. Is it a shoot or is it a work type shit? Where with WWE, it's constantly look who's back, or like it I am just benefiting more from WWE right now.
For sure. And that's just kind of how it is right now. I mean, that you could say, if you're someone who's just hating and just want to hate on me or my man Gabriel, that's fine. You can say, oh, you're just a WWE guy, you don't really care about AEW. To be honest, I never cared about AEW like months ago. But now it's getting so big. It's like, how can I not care about it? And at the end of the day, it's a thing where because it's getting more and more popular, and there's more of an understanding of it. It's like, I want to get to know more about it. Actually, like it's a serious competitor, and because it's a serious competitor, it's something where you're like, I want to know what's going on here. I want to see what I don't know if Jericho's still there. Flipping hell, because we're on now. But I don't know. I want to know what's happening with John Moxley. I want to know what's happening with CM Punk. Is he going to leave? Is MJF going to come for the world title, or what's what's going on? But again, wrestling is in the good timeline right now, and I can only see it getting better from here. To be honest, I don't, because it's like a new stage, a new era. There's no more fence, so I feel like Triple H is gonna really, really focus on just the it's gonna really focus on the wrestling side of WWE. And I think in this new era of wrestling, that's really important.
Yeah, very, very much so. And one of the most important aspects of the big picture that is sports entertainment. Plenty coming up with WWE. We'll dive a little into it. I think we're about 2 weeks out from Extreme Rules, so possibly our next episode will be an actual prediction show. But as far as the big picture, I'll just rapid fire a couple things and let Brendan let me know what he thinks about it. The Bloodline. They're looking as unstoppable as ever. A lot of people thought this last pay-per-view was going to be where it starts to... They need to do something to keep it fresh. What they did is they brought in Solo Sikoa, the third Uso brother. They have kept Sammy in there for this. Do they actually like it or do they not? But still the landmark of what is WWE right now. Do you acknowledge your tribal chief?
Of course I do. I acknowledge Roman Reigns. I acknowledge you. What a man. Like, I've always, as I said before, many years, I've always wanted Roman Reigns to be seen as this person. When I saw him in the Shield back in 2012, not even 2012, 2013, and I was watching this guy in the ring when they were in three-man tags. There was one match when he was facing CM Punk and a few others, and I looked at Roman Reigns. I was like, "This is the guy. This is the guy." I don't know what it is. He looks the part. He acts the part. He didn't talk too much. He was just serious. And then obviously, when they tried to sort of make him like into another Cena, it didn't really go that well. But now he's really found himself. He's super confident. He acknowledges his role. He's doing an amazing job, and that guy's just amazing. And the thing is, everyone around him looks better. When it came to Jay and Jimmy Uso, like, we knew they were both top quality guys, but we only really saw them as a tag team. Now we're looking at them as individuals in a tag team, in a faction. Do you understand? In a stable, I should say. And it's something where we'll get, like, with this Sami Zayn storyline, we're really getting to know all of the people individually. Roman Reigns is taking in Sami Zayn. He likes him a bit. He's cool with it. He acknowledged the fact that he really wants to be a day one, right? You then got, if I'm going to say this correctly, I might be wrong, guys. You then got Jay, who does not like Sammy at all. Jay hates Sammy, but Jay's storyline has been great anyway, from the beginning to now. When it comes to the bloodline, Jimmy likes him. I like how Jimmy feels about Sammy. Jimmy's like a cool uncle. Jimmy's like, yeah, man, what's up? Yeah, come on, whatever, man. And Solo is okay with him. Solo is like, I feel you. You cool. You cool, like, Roman likes you, because Roman likes you, I'm cool with you. So that's what it is. And I really appreciate the story. That I think is great. Roman Reigns is doing great. Sami Zayn is doing an amazing job with this storyline as well. Jimmy, Jay, Uso are doing amazing, and Solo is Sakata. Like, for someone so new into this sort of into the stable, he looks like he's been there for a minute. So he's doing great. Like, it's genuinely good because, again, as you said, I believe that when it got to the point where Solo came out at Clash of the Castle, I was kind of like, I'm a bit bored now. Like, we know he's another day one. Oh my god, woohoo, one's up and blah 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 blah. But it's like, that's kind of how I thought I was gonna go. Like, we acknowledge Roman Reigns looks amazing, blah blah blah. That's it. But it's kind of come to the point where we all know Roman Reigns is a top guy, but people getting their sort of they're getting their own individual characters into the storyline, and people can kind of just, picture this and that with this character, and picture that and that with that character in regards to this stable. So it's great. It's genuinely great. The characters have found themselves. It's not just all about Roman Reigns now, it's about the entire bloodline. You understand? I even forgot to give a shout out to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is, of course, doing everything he's always been doing. That Paul Heyman is 10 out of 10 as the spokesman, Mr. Wise Man. So with the bloodline, I'm having a good time because the ideas are fresh. Like, I don't want to see Roman Reigns get rid of the title for some time now, because it's become so fresh now, and it's become it's really intriguing that I want to see what's going to happen. Who's going to try and challenge Roman next? Who's going to try to stop Roman from losing the match? Who's going to protect Roman? Who's going to do this? Is the bloodline going to eventually disband because one person kind of, comes out of it? It's all these questions, and I'm genuinely excited about it. So,
Yeah. No, I completely agree. So I'm just gonna quick rapid fire. I'm gonna name off a couple things that are.
I'm not talking so much, but yeah, go on, man.
You're good. No. I'm gonna rapid fire off some events / things going on in WWE. Just tell me if you're loving it or you're hating it. Bayley and her little faction.
Hating it. Yeah, man.
Hating it.
Yeah, man.
Really? Okay. Is it because they're beefing with your girl Bianca?
Nah, I like Bayley, man. I like Bayley. I fuck with Bayley a lot, but I'm just not feeling it. Like, it's a bit dead. Like I know Bailey, and see, I didn't know who the other two girls are. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys.
Io and Dakota.
I know who they are, but I couldn't figure out who it was again. But I actually know who they are.
They're Bailey's slackers.
Yeah. And like they're good, but it's like what's going on? Like you're baddies and you're edgy and you want everyone to hate you, okay? Like
I will say, as much as I like them and as much as it needs to be an even fight, I don't like this Bianca, Alexa, Asuka. Are they a team? Are they friends? I don't get that.
Can they coexist? Like, how many times have you seen this shit? I'm so sick of it. Like, no wonder why I don't know what's going on. I just found out last week that they were even champions. The Bailey's crew. I was like, what?
I think they just
won them. Maybe last week or two. I don't know what happened. I was like, okay. And that's just because of the picture. I was like, okay. I guess they're a thing. I don't know. Like the women's division. Let's try. I thought it was going on with Raw even. I don't know who the Raw champion is. That's pretty bad. Oh, guys. Oh, listen, guys. I'm not a fraud, okay? I'm just a bit busy sometimes. I don't really know what's going on. I just look at memes, okay? I'm sorry. What's going on?
Rapid fire completely fell apart there. Next one. War Games set to appear at Survivor Series. Love it, hate it. War Games gonna be at Survivor Series.
I'm cool with it. Let's see what happens.
I guess it kind of depends who they put in it, but I've always loved the two cages, crazy shit going down. It'll probably be the Bloodline versus group. I don't know. Some of the returning people: Dexter Lumis, love it or hate it. He's been beefing with the Miz, I think. Kind of just on some weird
cool
shit.
With it. I don't hate it, I don't love it, but I'm cool with it. It's good. It's good.
My favorite part is that they let him come back and finish his thing with Indy on NXT because he got cut kind of randomly, so it's like no one got closure there. They let him appear and get the closure. Johnny Gargano, main roster.
Couldn't care less about Johnny Gargano. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys like him, but I don't care about him. And I mean, no. I like him, but I don't really love him. So I'm hating right now, but I do like you, Johnny Gargano, as a person. I think you're great, but I don't know. Please don't hit me, please.
Braun Strowman's back. Love it or hate it?
Yeah. I love it.
He's a WWE guy.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I love it. Let's go.
Karrion Kross back. Love it or hate it?
Sick.
Dominic Mysterio finally turning on Rey.
I loved it. Now I'm hating it because they're doing too much. The whole Eddie Guerrero thing is cringe. But yeah.
I don't like the whole mullet thing he's got
going
on
in
this like dark. Yeah. Like, I'm not scared of someone with a mullet, and the whole vibe of Judgment Day is like we're intimidating and scary. And then Homeboy comes out with a mullet, not feeling it. Glad they finally got him off Ray. Glad they're letting him do something different. Not a fan of the look they're doing if he's doing it with who's I thinking? Oh, the whole kind of both mid-card titles, the U.S. and international, kind of getting some obviously love there, Austin Theory's been getting buried.
What's happened to my boy? What happened to my boy?
Dude, I am hurt.
Shit.
They've kind of teased him, and he gets roasted in all the promos, but he's still kind of like he came out for the Roman, and I think they're still gonna let him do something, but they're trying to let him actually prove it now more so than just being Vince's lap pet. I don't know. We'll see. I hate that he's getting buried, but I think he's just gonna prove himself to everyone else.
Any more?
For me, Big Papa Pump. Scott Steiner is going to be on Table for 3. It'll be his first actual WWE appearance. It's him, Braun, and Rick, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't think there'll be like any bad blood, so to speak. But I think just the overall. Oh, Ronda's heel turn. Love it or hate it?
I don't care, man. Hate it. Whatever, man. I love. No. Ronda, I love you. Like, I actually love you. You've been very nice to me in general, and you're a great person, great performer. But I don't know. Like, I kind of like you're doing what you can with it. You're doing what you can. I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really sure why. I had to ask myself why. But it's like I kind of just feel that. Since the Liv Morgan thing is a bit like, what's going on? Like, what are you really doing? It makes sense for her to be heel. Yeah. That's the thing that makes sense. So I'm just not really feeling it right now, but I do love her. So I'm not really liking the storyline, but I'm loving her. So yeah, that's it.
She's better as a heel. I hope her and Shayna team up finally.
Yeah,
do something.
That would be the next step. That will make more sense. I think she's a lot better as a heel. Because as a face, people don't really appreciate her very much, which is weird. I like Ronda being cocky. I like Ronda being cocky. I like her being like, I'm the baddest bitch here. No one can talk shit to me. Like, you know who I am, sort of thing. Because that's Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey is the baddest woman on the planet. And I'm always going to be an advocate for that. Still to the day, in 2022. She was the baddest woman on the planet in 2014. And in 2022, she still is. But I feel like
I think if they let her and Shayna be a super dominant tag team in the tag team division, which has kind of started to fall off, I think that could be where they.
That is what would make a lot more sense because, like, I've always seen Ronda as someone who's very dominant. Do you understand? But that's what she is. Ronda is a dominant woman. Ronda is someone who you look at her and you think, okay, she looks like she can beat you up, and then you see her. In the ring, we see her just fight and then you think, yeah, I know it. She can beat you up. She can fuck you up. So it's a thing where, like, it's, she needs to be that person. She needs to be that person where she either on her own or with Shauna Baszler, where she's just ripping up the division. And it only takes one or maybe two top performers to stop her, because that's the issue why she may not be looking as good because of the fact that she was with in the program with Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan, as good as she is, isn't really the type of wrestler that much that she can kill you, sort of thing. She's just someone who's like talented, but that's really it. But we'll see what happens.
For sure. Last couple, I guess. Logan Paul being next in line for the title.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
I would have liked to see them work him into it instead of it being for Crown Jewel, which I already hate. It's a cash grab, and it's who's the biggest draw we have. It's this guy who's had 2 matches because he has the most social media following. Let's put him in a title match. If he'd have earned it and he'd have done a couple matches and won a fatal 4-way or something like that, cool.
Yeah, whatever.
But it just feels a little forced.
It's one of those sort of, like what you said, bigger social media guy, Crown Jewel, big money grab. Hey, let's just put him in there. It's kind of like how Tyson Fury was thrown into it. But Tyson Fury, I can't remember if he was thrown into a title match, which is going into a match with Braun Strowman, if I remember. So it's one of the times where, like, if you're going to throw Logan Paul there, like, at least put him in, like, someone else that isn't the Miz, but, like, Roman Reigns is a bit much because, like, when you then go to someone like Seth Rollins, who has Roman's number, why hasn't he had a title shot yet? Do you understand? Like, it's a bit of a weird one, but hey, like, it's good. I'm not really going to love it, so I'm going to hate it, but, like, I know Logan Paul's a great athlete, and I know he's good at what he does. So you put up a good match, but everyone in the dog knows that Logan Paul ain't winning that match. So whatever. And if he does win it, that's very well.
Yeah. I agree. Crap. What was I thinking? A couple of these characters that, like, were kind of coming up with Vince, and now Triple H kind of letting them go back to themselves. Ezekiel being gone, and it appears as though Elias is going to be coming back. Love it or hate
I mean, it's gonna happen. I don't love it, and I don't hate it. I don't care. Don't care.
What about Kevin Owens kind of going back to his prize fighter original?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And then I guess we'll wrap it up. This White Rabbit teaser we've been getting.
Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt. So I guess I'm gonna love it, but it's a bit cringe. But I love it. I'm not gonna hate. I know I sound a bit negative this episode, but you know, I love it. Yeah, fuck it. I love it.
I think we'll find out on this next episode.
Yeah.
They're saying.
We'll see. We shall see.
I don't want to deep dive into too much more. We're all going to go in here for a minute. More of just a welcome back episode.
There you go.
Damn, am I excited for
Yeah,
what's coming?
and I am as well. It's been great. I mean, I'm just happy to be back, as I said before. Been happy to be back. If you heard any noise in the background, I apologize. I put my washing machine on. I was like, yeah, whatever. I was like, oh crap, no way. Let me leave. But all is good. I've had a great time as per. You know, shooting with Gabriel was always something that I look forward to. Just that hour of my time is always great. And not only am I, just having a great chat with bro, I'm having a great chat with bro, and there's content for all of you supporters. So again, thank you guys for supporting us. Really, 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 really appreciate it. I can't think of all my shout outs right now, so I'm not gonna think or do that. But listen, thank you so much for listening. Next episode, we will, sort of get up to scratch when it comes to predictions or just general talk. Obviously, you will know our announcements on our Instagrams and what's not, who's going to come on our episode, or just going to be us two once again. But on that note, I shall say thank you for listening to another episode of the Professional Hill Podcast. You have me, Brendan Cobbina, also known as the Black John Cena, and you have my man, Gavin Gabriel, also known as the Sexy Goldberg. And on that note, we bid you adieu.